بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى لا سيما المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. My dear brothers and sisters everywhere, all over the world, welcome to our 9th live session of our program Best of the Best. Hosting today my dear friends Sheikh Yousef Estes from the States and Sheikh Saed Regeah from Canada, both from North America, and I'm in between.
We'll take you in today.
Okay, and we're live from Nairobi, Kenya. What a beautiful place to be in, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. We just finished a beautiful function. The day was full of activities, alhamdulillah, since the morning. Fajr prayer in the beautiful masjid, then the Jumu'ah. Every one of us was given the khutbah in a different masjid, and we had a function after Isha, mashallah, may Allah accept. Today what we're talking about is, we're supposed to go to sleep, but we thought, hey, let's share this beautiful moment with everybody else. Normally, Sheikh Yousef, Sheikh Saed, it's been now a couple months I started presenting a program called Best of the Best. You know, there are over 30 sound ahadith in which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have either said about the best of deeds, or the best of manners, the best of sayings, or the best of people. So we decided to study all those ahadith in order to internalize them, try to, you know, adopt either the behavior or the attitude or the qualities that have been admired in those ahadith. Today, inshallah, is the 9th, and inshallah today we'll be talking about a very interesting hadith. It is collected by Sheikh Albani, and it's actually collected by Ibn Majah in his Sunan. The hadith is narrated.
And Sheikh verified it.
Yes, and he verified it in Sahih al-Jami', in his sound collection. So originally, the hadith is collected by Ibn Majah in his Sunan, and it is narrated by Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, may Allah be pleased with him and his father. The hadith says that when people ask the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the best of people, man afdalul nas, he said, "Kullu makhmum al-qalbi saduq al-lisan." Kullu makhmum al-qalbi saduq al-lisan. So they said, Ya Rasulullah, we know what is saduq al-lisan, which means true in speech. He speaks the truth. He doesn't lie. This is saduq al-lisan. But what about makhmum al-qalb? So he said, مخموم القلب هو التقي النقي الذي لا إثم فيه ولا غل ولا حسد. Again, مخموم القلب هو التقي النقي الذي لا إثم فيه ولا غل ولا حسد. Wow. مخموم القلب means the one with the pure heart. And the qualities of the pure heart, according to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, تقي Naqi, pure, righteous, there is no evil in his heart. There is no envy, no hatred in his heart. So this is the hadith that we're studying today. We've got two great qualities can make you, Sheikh Saed, you, Sheikh Yousef, all of you brothers and sisters, amongst the best of all the best. And you know what it means to be the best of the best? That means you have booked a seat in heaven.
Allahu Akbar.
That is the purpose of studying those ahadith. When the Prophet ﷺ says,
I like a travel agent that can book me a seat in heaven. Go ahead.
So
you want to be economy, or business class, or first class?
First class.
First class.
Hello.
You know why first class?
First class.
Why first class? Is it because you're tall and you need a roomy leg?
That's part of it.
No. It is because the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا سَأَلْتُمُ اللَّهَ الْجَنَّةَ فَسَأَلُوهُ الْفِرْدَوْسِ. When you ask Allah for paradise, do not just settle for, oh Allah, just take me to heaven.
Minimum wage Jannah.
No.
Minimum wage Jannah.
No.
We want the highest.
You know, Sheikh Yousef, Al-Jannah has many floors, many levels. Many levels. In one hadith, the Prophet
I've never heard anybody call it a floor. I like that.
He's gonna catch me.
The fourth floor, we have on the fourth floor,
First level.
ladies' garments. And
we're gonna edit that later on, brothers and sisters.
والشيخ يوسف
Okay.
يعني
I do this to him all the time. Everywhere we go when we're on TV together, I give him a nice
This is
time.
behind the scenes though. The Prophet ﷺ said that Al-Jannah has 100 levels in one hadith. Between each two levels is greater than what is between the heavens and the earth. Okay? So you can imagine what it means to be in the highest place in heaven, which is Al-Firdaus al-A'la. So let's first ask Allah, as the Prophet ﷺ taught us, Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-Firdaus al-A'la wa ma qarraba ilayha min qawlin wa amal. Oh Allah, we ask you for the highest place in paradise, which is Al-Firdaus, in the company of the Prophet ﷺ, and the deeds which will bring us close to Al-Firdaus al-A'la. Now I'm going to pass on the floor to you, both of you. Okay? We have to...
Wait, which floor?
or which level? He's going floors and levels tonight.
Is that he's in the construction business? I think that's what is happening.
Okay, so now what will
Did you
be...
used to sell houses?
No, never.
Okay.
Okay, besides my house. So now, brothers and sisters, I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. By the end, go ahead and post your questions, your comments and remarks. Inshallah, we'll spend some time by the end to answer your questions. Please let me know if you can hear and see us clearly. Okay? And the brother will let us know because I cannot see you right now. I cannot see your comments. Let us know if you can hear and see us all clearly. Okay? So now the two characteristics of the best of the best. Thank you. Jazakallah khairan. This is what?
We're going to be right back with those
Cappuccino?
two good points. Don't go away.
What about me?
Stay where you are. And this short
Okay, can I
break,
get one,
I want
please?
you to
One with
go
two sugar.
and tell everybody to come back because we're going to be live again
I'll take
just
it
in a
in,
second.
paper.
Okay, be patient and get guided with Guide Us TV. All right, I'm going to save this and then we'll... And
Okay, so
hold
now,
on.
brothers and
Wait,
sisters.
No. Wait for it.
Is it all clear?
Wait for it.
Okay?
Wait for it.
Somebody said they want to see you in Dallas.
Inshallah, inshallah. Arlington?
It says
Irving?
Dallas.
Inshallah. So brothers and sisters, the two traits that the Prophet ﷺ have mentioned specifically in this hadith.
Yep. And 3, 2, 1, and we are back, and we're going to be telling you the 2 comments regarding this Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la. And to help us do that, we have
Muhammad Salah.
well, also
Said.
known as Yousef Estes Jr. Here we go.
Well, it's an honor for me.
Oh, you're too sweet.
And remind me to share with the viewers the real joke. That you and I know. After we finish this. Because the hadith talks about 2 qualities. Mahmum al-qalb, and we have learned the meaning of mahmum al-qalb. The Sahaba who spoke Arabic did not know what mahmum al-qalb. So they asked the Prophet ﷺ, what is mahmum al-qalb? He said, al-qalb al-taqi, al-naqi, الذي لا إثم فيه ولا غل ولا حسد. The pure heart, the righteous heart, which does not have any envy, any hatred, or hard feeling towards others. So the second trait is Saduq al-Lisan, which means he's true in his sayings. He doesn't lie. A person who is truthful. So the first trait is Mahmum al-Qalb. I'll let you both discuss it, and inshallah sometimes I will jump in between. Sheikh Yousef, how hard or easy is it to have a pure heart where you can go to sleep like Abdullah ibn Salam, whom I'm pretty sure we'll talk about him, can go to sleep, doesn't have any hurt feeling towards others, doesn't hate people, doesn't envy people, rather he wishes well for everyone else. Do you think it is difficult or easy to do so?
You know, that's a very impressive state of mind, a state of being, for the heart to be in that kind of a shape. Let me take this cap off so I can see you better. Ah, yeah, that's good. That's good. You already know about Guidance TV. I don't need the cap on anymore. First of all, and I want to be very clear about this, I never claimed to have a pure heart. I would like to have one, and I'm working on that.
Good.
I'm working on
That was another question, but mashallah, go ahead and...
it. Beat you to it, huh?
Yeah,
Sorry
beat me
about
too.
that.
That's
too.
okay.
All right. But I want to be real serious about this because we do know of a hadith when the Rasul Sallallahu he said, when the next person that walks into the masjid, he's somebody from Jannah. Well, somebody walk in and they didn't know who is this guy. And another time, He said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, next one who walks in the masjid is going to be somebody from the Jannah. They just said, okay. And they watch and somebody, it's the same guy. And they're like, huh? And the third time it happened, so Ali radiallahu anhu, he goes to this one and he goes, you know what? I have some problem with my family and can I stay at your place tonight? He said, yeah, come on over. So he's staying in his house. He stayed there all night. Next day he told him, okay, listen, I didn't really have a problem with my family. And here's what happened. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said the next person that came in to the masjid is going to be somebody from Jannah. And then you came in. And then it happened again, and it happened again, and then we decided, you know what, I'm going to go check it out, find out, what do you do? I couldn't figure out, what are you doing that we're not doing, you know? And the brother said to him that actually, I don't do anything good as you guys. I don't know what, unless, now this is the part you stay tuned for, right? Unless, because this is going to be the deal, right? Unless, maybe because before I fall asleep at night, I forgive everybody.
Allahu Akbar.
And when I heard the hadith myself, I almost fell down. I said, oh my God, oh, if we could just attain that level, that we could just forgive people before we go to sleep at night. Don't go to sleep with hatred in your heart for anybody. And it's not just believers, it's anybody. You don't have to hate. Brothers and sisters, listen carefully to this. And I got this from an old Irish lady. She said, don't hate people. Hate the evil that they do. Because evil stays evil. But you know what? A person can change. And you can change, and I can change. Let's make some dua that Allah changes for the better.
You're having a connection. Let me give it to Jamil.
Yeah, so it goes on back and forth.
Keep it there, please. Yeah. So you'll have a better connection. Okay, so brothers and sisters, you heard from Sheikh Yousef that it is possible that the person is born with certain traits because this is congenital. But there is a possibility of changing. And this is what Abdullah ibn Umar ibn Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated. He said, إِنَّمَا الصَّبْرُ بِالتَّصَبُّرِ وَإِنَّمَا الْحِلْمُ بِالتَّحَلُّمِ. Some people claim that I have a very bad temper. All my family are like that. They used to, you know, whenever they fight, they would use the machine guns. So is it possible that I can be a patient person? It is possible. Is it possible to be forbearing, forgiving, and pardoning? It is possible. If you intend to do so, that's too much sugar, Sheikh Yousef. You're sweet enough. So,
put your finger in it. Stir it with your finger.
So, the good news is, it is possible to adopt those manners which the Prophet ﷺ discussed in order to be amongst the best of the best. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You forgot. I told you in a paper cup, but that's okay. No problem. It's okay. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Please join us for coffee. It is actually midnight, mashallah, almost midnight, and we're drinking coffee. It seems like we're going to stay up for a while.
This is from my sunnah, by the way. I am the one who drinks the coffee at night.
The young boy who joined this companion to his house was Abdullah, the son of Amr ibn al-As, who's the narrator of the same hadith that we're studying today. And he said, when he said that, I don't do much of worship as you've seen me for 3 days, yet when I go to sleep, I don't have any bad feeling towards no one. I don't envy no one. He said, that is the one which we cannot afford. It's easy to stand up for hours at night in prayer. It is easy to fast every other day. And Abdullah ibn Amr ibn As used to do so. He used to fast every other day. But to clear up this, it is not easy. But we have to work on it. You know why? Sheikh Yousef, Sheikh Saed, tell us please about the beautiful statement of Ibrahim alayhi salam when he said that no one will be saved on the day of judgment إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Please, tell us some more about the sound heart that Allah the Almighty wants the believers to possess. Even if they were different, even if they were otherwise, that they have to work on purify their hearts, sanctifying themselves. And if you can remember and remind us some of the references in this regard, inshallah.
First of all, for us to understand that this is a very difficult task, it is imperative for us to understand that. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not put on us other than what we can handle and carry. Now, for you and I to forgive people, that's the ultimate goal. Can we do it? Yes. Is it easy? No. Not only that, it's difficult to forgive people. Sometimes we forgive the person who did us wrong, and then we take it back. And we say, well, now I cannot forgive me anymore. You know, we take it back. Sometimes we are so bad that we go back for Allah and say, Ya Allah, forgive me because I forgave everyone. But tomorrow when I see Sheikh Yousef, I say, no, this is what he did, and I take back what I said.
You know, this is a major difference between forgiving and pardoning. Maghfirah and af.
Sahih. That is very different.
Wait, hold on. Pardon?
And af and ghufran.
And maghfirah. Afu and maghfirah.
Afu is pardon.
Is greater. Afu is pardoning. Maghfirah is mere forgiveness.
Oh.
Two different. That's why in the dua we say, Allahumma innaka afu. Oh Allah.
Now you see why I drink the coffee? It keeps my brain sharp. I can catch that. Wait, pardon again. Say pardon.
Now we have a maghfirah.
In Arabic.
Al-af.
Af.
Al-afu. Innaka afuun kareemun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna.
One of the beautiful names of Allah is Al-Afu. And that is...
So when we say like, I forgive you, it means I still remember the sin that what you did to me, still hurts me.
Like I forgive, but I don't forget.
Exactly. Al-af, the ulama said, you know, maghfirah, if you ask astaghfirullah, your sin can be mentioned on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. You did such and such. But when it comes to al-af, that would not be mentioned, would be forgot.
Are you serious?
This
so
is
even if Allah forgive you, it still could be mentioned.
Some of the ulama. Well, this is called arb. This is a different one. Allah said,
yeah, but Allah is both.
But I have forgiven you.
So the good news, Allah is both.
Allah is both.
Sheikh Yousef, Allah never revokes His forgiveness.
No.
Once He has forgiven anyone, He's forgiven. Even if this person
indulged
in the same sin again, He will not revoke His earlier repentance.
What wants the kafara?
We all don't want our sins to be exposed or be mentioned, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not do that to the believers, bi-idhnihi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, this question, إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ.
It's a dua. Ibrahim alayhi salam said, وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. He said, Oh Allah, disgrace me not on the day of gathering, when people will be resurrected. On that day, neither wealth nor children will avail. What will avail? Only whoever comes to Allah with a sound heart.
With a pure heart.
Pure heart.
Which is very tricky and it's not easy to achieve. It needs a lot of personal struggle, internal struggle, but it's doable. We all can have that heart on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah.
Can you tell us a scheme that if you...
Yeah, I'm getting at it. I want to ask you the same question. So tell me an idea. I know you're saying this is, to put this as a priority because without it, I got a problem. But how am I going to remind myself of this thing, or is that part of it? I want to be able to pardon people.
Again, it's not easy. We're not saying, you know, someone
because I want to get pardoned.
Look, for example.
Okay.
For example, let's say Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, Asadullah wa Asad Rasul. Hamza, extremely loved by the Messenger of Allah. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The man who accepted Islam radiyallahu anhu because he was defending Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But in the battle of Uhud, who killed him? Al-Wahshi. But Al-Wahshi, he accepted Islam later on.
I remember that story.
And then
he's the one who threw the spear.
Exactly. And then he came to the Messenger of Allah. And Rasulullah remembered what he did to Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. But the heart of Rasulullah...
The spear went in him and impaled him to the ground, and he was still fighting? and he died, and they cut him open and took his liver or something.
That's a fake story.
Fake
This
story.
last statement about him
Hey, there's a good one, guys.
is a
Check this out.
fabricated story,
Fabricated story.
fabricated by deviant sects in order to discredit
Defame
Bani
or-
Umayyah, who's, whether Abu Sufyan or Hind, Muawiyah's mother. It has no sound difference whatsoever.
Just to stay focused, the point that I'm trying to say is the heart of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was big enough to forgive and afu the Sahaba.
No.
This Allah said, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ. He said you have Rasulullah sallallahu as an excellent example. So he's the one sallallahu alaihi we should follow. Now, how did he do it? How can you forgive someone who wronged you? I think the easiest way is to increase your level of iman. See, subhanAllah, one of the way, if my iman is low, wallahi, I will not even forgive my own parents. I will not forgive my own siblings. And I will always remember what they did to me. But if your level of iman is high, subhanAllah, because when your level of iman is high, you're connected to a higher being. And you will overlook all of these little things. What is it? You did me wrong one day. I did you wrong one day. And I will remember in the Qantara on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah will ask us to forgive each other. So it is not easy, but we have to struggle with idnillah. And I will say, just to let you take another point, is increase your level of iman to be able to take the first step with idnillah.
Sheikh
Okay,
Said
you know
and
what-
Sheikh Yousef, you just mentioned something when you asked him
Yeah.
earlier. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay. Invite them back. Okay, brothers and sisters, we're back. The connection was interrupted, but let me continue, inshallah. Sheikh Yousef, the question that Sheikh Yousef posed just a few minutes ago when he said,
And by the way, guys, we had a connection problem, but we're back with you right now. We need to know what is the answer to the question. And you didn't know I could step over that, did
okay,
you? Yeah.
the greatest motive. Well, the greatest motive really to pardon people and to have a pure heart, to forgive even those who have hurt you, is the following. It's the question itself. I want to be pardoned. The ahadith explain that Allah the Almighty promised to pardon and forgive those who pardon people.
Yeah.
So when you keep in mind that I'm doing this for the sake of Allah to be pardoned, forgive in order to be forgiven, pardon in order to be pardoned, that encourages you, that gives you a great motive actually to be forgiven, because you're not waiting for any compensation from no human being. No one can pay you enough. No one can compensate you better than Allah the Almighty. Because of that, brothers and sisters, also look at this ayah of Surah Fussilat, in which Allah the Almighty says, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ دَفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. You can give it the phone.
No, I like you to hold it.
فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم. So Allah the Almighty says the good and the evil are not equal. So repel the evil with one which is good. As a result of doing so, the person who addressed you with foolishness, the person who transgressed against you, upon seeing how you react to him, being forgiven, or being pardoning, he will turn to be like if he was an intimate friend to you. This is basically something that Allah put in the hearts of the human beings. When somebody does good to you, you like him. So when you do somebody bad, or you hurt him, and instead of reacting with the same, he pardons you. And furthermore, he does good to you, what will happen? You will like him. Even if you do not express that, at least you will stop annoying him. You will stop addressing him with foolishness. Then the following ayah says, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. Not everyone can afford to behave like that. Guess what? I'm saying that and I'm sharing this with you right now, but in many cases I fail to be that person. I fail when somebody cuts me while he's driving or is about to hit my car or actually dented my car. I feel sorry that, for what he did to me. And I want to react. I want to take revenge. I want to avenge him. When I remember that I have been sharing this with you, brothers and sisters, and I say, okay, it will not make me shorter or lesser in weight or lesser in value if I pardon him. Rather, before Allah the Almighty, I will be greater. You know why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, I swear to Allah for the authenticity of three things. One of them is, ما زاد الله عبدا بعفو إلا عزا. Whenever a person pardons, Allah will raise his status and will make him more dignified, will make him more honorable. It is the opposite of what we fear. When somebody, let's say that one of my employees, or somebody who's inferior to me, or a neighbor, or a colleague addresses me with foolishness, I say to myself, if I don't punch him in the face, if I don't do to him like what he did, or even more, people will think bad of me, will think that I'm weak, will think that I'm afraid of him, will think that I cannot afford it. But Allah the Almighty says, whenever you do this, whenever you pardon somebody, Allah will raise you into high ranks of izzah. People will respect you more. I don't really care much about what people think of me. But besides what Allah the Almighty does of appreciating your behavior, of being pardoning and forgiven, also He will make people respect you more. Look into you as a dignified person. ما زاد الله عبدا بعفو إلا عزة والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين. Sheikh Yousef, tell us a little bit about envy, because the Prophet ﷺ said about mahmum al-qalb. I believe, brothers and sisters, because it is getting late, what we'll do is we'll split this episode into two. So this is part one. We'll talk about mahmum al-qalb first for now. And inshallah, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, when we have a chance, maybe while we're having the safari, playing with the lions and the tigers.
Lions and tigers, no bears. Oh my.
صدوق اللسان. But for now, we just want to focus on the quality of mahmum al-qalb. Let's see if we can really be of this kind of person, mahmum al-qalb. Pure, righteous, no envy, no hatred, no hurt feeling, no jealousy, of course. So tell us about envy a little bit.
Envy can be the thing that destroys us and can even hurt other people at the same time. When we have envy, as a Christian who looks at Islam, we would like to tell you that you have the same commandment. That it says that coveting is a form of envy. So you don't want to covet. Thou shalt not covet. And envy, in Arabic language, like hasad, is to have this desire. It's not that you want something. It's that you want it and you don't care if this guy doesn't have it anymore. I want that and I hope he gets nothing. It's really a bad thing if you think about it. It's not that you said, oh, my friend got something nice. Oh, I hope I get something nice too. No, it's like I want that and I don't want him to have it. And I am looking at what he has and I'm wishing I have it. And he could look at me and say, oh, I wish I have it. And it's kind of, if he said, oh, that sounds sick. That's why it's not good. It diminishes your value. It hurts you.
You came from the venue to the hotel in a nice Porsche. Am I allowed to say that?
We did?
Yeah.
I thought it said push, and I was afraid I'd have to push it.
Yeah. So when you wish to have a nice Porsche, a nice Lamborghini, a nice whatever, Mercedes is an old fashioned now.
Hey, I'm driving a 1995 BMW.
Alhamdulillah. So when you wish to have
Well, my wife drives it. She won't let me drive.
Yeah, when you wish to have something nice that others may possess, is this considered hasad or envy?
One nice thing about driving old cars, nobody envies you.
No, brothers and sisters, it is not considered envy. Al-hasadu tamanni zawala ni'mati al-mahsud. is to wish that person who is blessed or maybe tested, because we look at it both ways. It's not always a blessing. Okay? He's maybe tested by this kind of wealth or health or wife, spouse, children, house, you name it. Okay. So to wish to have like somebody else, it could be even praiseworthy, like the Prophet ﷺ said, envy is forbidden except in two cases. When you see tonight we have seen multi-millionaires giving, mashallah, somebody is donating like 100 grands and so on, 100,000 US dollar. So say, I wish I was as rich as him. Why? So I can give like him or make it even double. So this is praiseworthy, and you will receive a similar reward even though without possessing the same amount of money and without donating that. But to say, look at him, he's even shorty. Look at him, look at his complexion. This loser is so rich, and look at me. I'm more worthy than him. That is typical hasad. This is the envy which is absolutely forbidden. And one of the means of eliminating hasad is to understand that one thing. Only the believers perceive this. That Allah the Almighty has preordained al-maqadir. Al-maqadir includes your lifespan, your provision, and the trials, tests and trials, good and bad. Everything that happens to each and every living creature has been preordained 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth. So if you strive the most in order to get something which is not yours, it wasn't ordained for you, guess what? Bad luck. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. Rather, you should be thankful to Allah the Almighty. Each one of us is given pretty much the same. Somebody is given wealth, but maybe Allah tested him in his health. Or they've got a lot of money, a lot of position. Himself and his wife been struggling for the past 10 years to have a child. Or they happen to have a child and he died. Everyone has their own stories. Bottom line, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Every living creature, whether believers or non-believers, will be definitely tested and tried. So as far as your rizq, calm down, settle down. Be happy and content with what Allah the Almighty has given you. You know what will happen as a result of that? I swear to Allah, you will experience for the first time the true meaning of delight. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, ليس الغنى عن كثرة العرب ولكن الغنى غنى النفس. Richness is not how much you possess. Richness is the contentment of the heart. When you see somebody is truly driving a nice car and you say, oh, mashallah, barakallahu lahu fiha. May Allah bless him in it. Let him be Muslim. Let him be non-Muslim. It doesn't matter. May Allah bless him in it. When you say, oh, Allah bless him in it and give me something similar or even better, is this halal or haram?
Why not?
Exactly. As long as you're not hurting others.
Yeah, you said, oh, Allah bless you with that and give me the same or better.
You see the difference between envy and ghibta. You wish him well. You don't mind that he will have this or even more. May Allah bless him in it. May Allah protect him against its harm. Good. So when you go to sleep, you don't have this low spot in your heart, which is aching because you have seen somebody whom you think that he is much more fortunate than you, and it should have been you, not him. Envy kills. It doesn't only hurt the envied person, it hurts most the envier. Al-hasadu nar ta'kulu qalb al-hasid. Envy is fire that devours the heart of the envier.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It absolutely does. Can we say, I was listening to the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it sounded like we can pull the interpretation of the meaning to something that I used to say a lot when I was doing motivational speaking, telling people that, you know what, we say, if I have this, I will be happy. If I just have the success, I will be happy. But we find out that some things you can have right now, you don't have to wait because it's a state of mind. I would like to call my attention, and yours as well, to this subject. That you could say that success in English language, success means to get the things you want. But happiness is to want the things that you get. Whatever Allah provides for you, you'll be happy with that. What Allah doesn't provide for you, you'll be happy with that. Then in this case, you have the truest success because you'll be happy. The other kind of success where you just get what you want, but what if you don't want it after you get it? What if you didn't like it? Make sense?
It does. Brothers and sisters, it's getting late. It's actually past midnight here, and we have a long day tomorrow, inshallah, for the conference, Path to Jannah. Let me look into the questions and remarks. If I can answer it, that's okay. You can keep it on the tripod. And Sheikh Yousef and myself will look into it quickly. And to be continued, inshallah azza jal. That's
okay. Stay right where you are. I'm going to save this and then put some more up for you, okay? Stay guided with Guidance TV. And post.
All right, Sheikh Yousef, they are asking you to visit the Philippines. Ahmed Javed, Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, you got it. Are you up for it? Visiting the Philippines.
We'll have to look into it, but it sounds good to me.
Ahmed, inshallah, we'll look into it. Let's put together a big function, and inshallah Azza Jal would love to do it. I will carry his luggage though. Thank you, Mu'in Khan. Let me look into. Do we have any questions? Yeah, thank you, brothers and sisters who are welcoming us here in Nairobi. Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept from all of us. And thank you, Sister Safa, same to you. May Allah bless you and your family. Wajazakum. Thank you, appreciate it, all of you. Okay, there are some questions. About inheritance, can a brother or sister who are the same mother but different father, called half brother or half sister, with a deceased person, can get a share while the are who share the same father and mother? Baba, go ahead and send me your detailed question. I will answer your inheritance question, inshallah. Tell me how many heirs on the family, who passed away, and I'll tell you who's eligible and how much, inshallah, are the shares. Okay? Forgive to be forgiven. Aziz, that's absolutely right. Forgive in order to be forgiven. Barakallahu feekum. Nazeen is saying the story of him. No, that is not true whatsoever. If you remember, I started the program last year. I called it Fake Stories. And I shared with you this story as one of the fake stories. It has no essence whatsoever. It is not narrated in any of the sound books. Rather, it is a fabrication by some of the deviant sects in order to discredit some of the Sahaba of the Prophet ﷺ. By the way, even if that have happened before Islam, it is forgiven. You know why? Sheikh Yousef, we just spoke about Wahshi. And he have killed Al-Hamza, the one who killed him. And the Prophet ﷺ forgave him. And with his spear, he have killed Musaylima al-Kadhab. So I hope, inshallah, we get this point.
Can we ask a question about that?
Yeah, sure.
Because I heard a translation of English that one person was saying that he told Wahshi, he told him that Allah forgive you, but when you see me coming, just go to the other side of the street. Is that true?
That is very human, normal as a human nature.
But did he say it?
I'm not sure. I cannot verify
I didn't know if it was real.
No.
Sometimes
if you're
people
talking
say
about
stuff in English and I don't see it in Arabic. I don't know.
Yeah. The other story is about the man who killed Umar's brother. So when he accepted Islam, Umar forgave him and he said, "Gharrib anni wajhak, I don't want to see you." He said, "Is this going to stop you from giving me any of my rights?" He said, "Of course not." He said, "Innama yabki ala al-hubbi nisa." Only women cry for love. As long as I feel safe and secure and I will still secure my rights, I don't mind. The use of the lotus leaves for ruqya. bring 7 leaves. It is best to have the green ones. If you don't have the green ones, then the dry ones, and grind them. Okay, crush them and grind them. Then soak them in water. It would be best if it is Zamzam water. And recite. Let's say that I put them here. And recite المعوذات قل هو الله أحد قل أعوذ برب الفلق and قل أعوذ برب الناس upon this water. Ayat al-Kursi and Surah al-Fatiha. Then you can drain it so that you won't drink the leaves, and you can drink out of it. You can perform wudu out of it. You can spray some of it in the corners of your room or your house. It is one of the best means of ruqyah. Okay? Yeah, ask Huda in Kampala, inshallah. Inshallah, one day, may Allah make it easy for all of us to visit Canada, to visit the States, and everywhere. We'd love to go everywhere. Inshallah, in a few days, I'll be joining Mufti Mink and Brother Wa'il Ibrahim in Hong Kong. Inshallah. Inshallah Azza Jal. Then also we've arranged for a visit to Nigeria. Where, Jamilu? Kano. Inshallah Azza Jal. Nice company. And good news for our brothers and sisters in KL, in Malaysia, that Sheikh Yousef today have agreed that we will make a trip after Ramadan, inshallah. Inshallah Azza Jal. It will be an intensive da'wah course, inshallah Azza Jal. MashaAllah, I cannot go through all of that, but I know that you must be tired.
Not me. I drank my coffee for a reason.
I am really tired. I've been traveling for...
Yeah, you're just a kid though.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So brothers and sisters, I hope inshallah we can get to meet tomorrow again, inshallah, with some more shuyukh and with some more. Remember, today's hadith is narrated by Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, collected by Ibn Majah in his Sunan, in which he said that the Prophet ﷺ was asked about the best of people. He said, كل مخموم القلب صدوق اللسان. They said, O Prophet of Allah, we know what is صدوق اللسان, which means true in statement, truthful person, a person who does not lie. So what about مخموم القلب? He said مخموم القلب means التقي النقي الذي لا إثم فيه ولا غل ولا حسد. We spoke about the meaning of all of that. By the end, we ask Allah the Almighty to grant us قلبا مخموما, to grant us a righteous heart, forgiving heart, pardoning heart, and to remove any envy, any bad feeling, any hatred from our hearts, and make us loving and be loved. May Allah love us all and make us love all the good people, and protect you and us, all of us, against every evil, and make all our good deeds being accepted and rewarded with the greatest reward by Allah the Almighty. By the end, I can't but thank my dear brother Yousef Estes. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being with you today. And until next time, I leave you all in the care of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
And keep watching all weekend, because we're going to be in Nairobi, Kenya. We're going to be talking to you. Keep watching right here, right now. Stay there and